Okay, we should be live. At least now. Let me make sure everything's working out properly. We are. Alright, everyone. Welcome back to Hearts of 4, the new order. And today, we are moving away from our good old buddies, Siberian Black Army. But today, we are playing the United States of America. We got all this knowledge, but that isn't for us today. The read six-party system. Oh, groups. I see. Okay. But that doesn't matter today. What does is where we're going to be going. We're going to be going down, we're going to be moving America toward, I guess you could say, a more conservative central area. Where we will be giving civil rights, the basics of social progress, but we'll be sticking to the middle ground as we fight the no good, dirty German Nazi, of course, and the no Japanese fascists over here. But I haven't really played Major Power ever really in this game, so forgive me if I'm not exactly too good. So we'll just get started. Oh god, what did I click? Okay, nope. Um, yeah, sure, why not? We got a bunch of focuses, bunch of bunch of research we can just do anyway. Hospitals, why not? We have any stuff we haven't finished? Oh, we haven't. Artillery. Um, hmm, haven't. Oh, we don't have any infrastructure. That's weird. That would be really good to have. Okay, so I always wondered how America went down this. It takes over time. Oh, we haven't finished 1962. So, yeah, that's why they haven't done it. Along its length rose a string of watchtowers, seawalls, and concertine wire. Their seams held together by trillions of Reichsmarks and a furious airy mill. The stronghold over the old world goes to suck their name like the ants packed in Fortress Europa. The free world calls in for what is a steel curtain. The folk shall would have one believe that the steel curtain is impregnable, insurmountable, everlasting. In truth, the curtain is pregnant with rot, surmounted by power and struggles, and frail on his deathbed, much like the architect Hitler. Several blows can make the gaps out of each rustless section, and Liberty's torchlight can filter back into the flesh. Good. And then South Africa plan, because we're gonna have to be helping our little buddies down here in the south. Okay, let's see what we gotta do with weapons. We're gonna need to build a lot of that. We're gonna need many trucks because we're gonna be a mechanized nation. So our artillery's up, mechanized. Um, all the tanks possible. Get some good Air Force. We have no military factories. That's impossible. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we haven't even set up dockyards? What the hell? Um, okay. Guess we will now. We're in the ship, and we're in the boat. Cruise. Cruise. What else do we have? Destroyers. That'd be good too. Get a good amount of destroyers. Corvettes, yeah. Hmm. Corvettes. And how about some subs? Where are they? There they are. Some good subs. Okay. Let's put each one up with the highest. Go, there we go. Okay. up. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now we got most of the army going. Alright, now it's time for construction. Let's build in the more industrial regions. Give them more power, give them more technologies. Industry, industry. Alright. Where are we now putting industry? Over here. Okay. Let's get our navy up. It's gonna be a bad thing if we don't get this up real quick. All the way up. Boom, boom. Look at that. Look at that. Nice, nice, nice. So much industry. Oh, and we even have this. Hmm. Hmm. Administrative offices. Where are we not building them? Oh, in the good areas where we get a lot of stuff. Weird. Hmm. Well, I guess we need to reinforce the middle America. There we go. Oh my God, America does not have hospitals. What is going on here, America? Why do you not have hospitals going? What's wrong with you? In your biggest cities, you don't even have hospitals going. Are you insane? It seems so. Jesus. Let me guess. Oh, schooling's actually better. Still bad, still bad. Great. Oh, we got oil too. Alright, oil. What's the oil the best? Oil. The good old oil. America likes its oil. We need more oil, more oil. Oil. Everywhere. Oil. Oil, 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 oil. Give us some oil. I guess in this world, due to all these fascists, we can't exactly just suck away oil the moment we like it. Sad, sad. We can't be the imperialist this time. We actually have to be the good guy. What a sad day for us. Okay, let's build up the infrastructure here so that we get better resource build. Yes, that should work. 6, 7, 8. 7, 8. 6. That's a good looking America. Yeah. Alright, where's the oil again? Okay, there. That's there. So wasn't there more? Man, there's some up here? That's weird. Oh well. Oil goes up there. We get it. Alright. I guess we actually are a little ready to get started. Just need to get these armies together. Oh wow, we got a lot of them. Hmm. And there we go. Let's make sure to get like one army just on its own. Maybe two of them. Because we're going to be dealing with a lot of foreign crap across the whole place. It's going to be real annoying, but we're going to have to deal with it. Let's get the armies together. And there we go. Oh my god. And who was in power? Brenton Spenty Jr. Cool. Abrams. So is that where the Abrams tank comes from? Him? Did he start the Abrams tank? I don't know. Oh crap, I forgot. We got a lot of crap to do down here. Look how much politics we actually have to do. This is crazy. Oh no. I'm growing funding for the CIA. How could I ever? do such a thing. No, look at me grow it. It's crazy. It's crazy. He's funding the CIA. How much money do I need for this? Oh, 50. Okay. I love how the CIA starts with literally not knowing how to go anywhere for anything. That's funny. That's cute. That's cool. Ah, when was the CIA? Like, it couldn't have possibly been like had no idea how to not do anything until like the late 60s of all eras. Stabilize. Steam. Yeah, sure, I guess. Why not? I guess so. Okay. Yeah, do it. Go ahead. You have my whole protections to do so. Oh, logistics. Oh, God. Um, hold on. Where's our boats? Oh, it's them. Let's get these together. Just one big boat area. Oh, God, there's so many boats. Why are you all just conformed into this one big area? You are very confusing. What are you all doing? Um, hmm. Interesting. I'll have to deal with the Navy. Um, once we're done with live streaming, I'm not going to go through all that and waste our time clicking every single Navy button. Our problem logistics. Admiral Thomas H. Moore and the planning staff of Indian Ocean Command relieves the maps splayed across the table. The lines, the borders outline the nations of Southeast Asia, from the vast Indonesia archipelago to the jungles of Indochina. Yet, for the moment, all eyes were focused on Malaya and the task of supplying the rebels of Peninsula. Unless the rebels could support a port, we can't do much, one of the lieutenants bluntly stated. Thank you, officer, for pointing out the obvious. One commander snapped back. But we're not in the business of the impossible. We have the Perch, an old Balio converted for transport duties, available. We might be able to Shanghai the Sea Lion from the Atlantic, too. Another officer replied. Won't be much, but it's better than nothing. Galen? Ventured a third, pointing at the map. Access to the base at the Trimcomalai Sea would be a boon for our military reach Southeast Asia. They'll have to go to the State Department, the commander replied. Don't count on it. How about MAC, Airlift Command? We can try running a C-130s out of Coco Island and use their tankers to fuel the Midway. I'll have to talk to the Air Force about that, Morin interjected. They're going to have to do a few trial runs first, but I agree with the lieutenant until the rebels can get their hands on the port. Our hands are tied. Complicated warfare. Where's that? Oh, God. Are we able to send. No, we're not. We actually do need to get shit together. Oh, God. Okay. This is why I put these armies together. Wait, is this the right. Should we go for the other one? Oh, no. We might have, should have. Oh, God. Mm, Problem with having to make choices. The Malayan Rebellion. Yep, I should have done it. I don't know. Ah, okay. But hey, this is our first time doing a major nation. Not exactly looking to make the most perfect. We'll make up what we got. The end of the missile crisis. For the past several weeks, the United States has been embroiled in the crisis of Japan. A former jewel in the Pacific, Hawaii, has been turned into a staging point for Japan's medium-range ballistic missiles, which were developed by the CIU-2C spy plane not long ago. After a tense standoff between the USN and First Fleet and the IGN, Vice President Kennedy approached the empire with an offer. The United States will remove its own RMBMs from Australia in return for Japanese doing the same in Hawaii. After several rounds of tense negotiation, the offer was accepted. Despite the urging of the Joint Chiefs, who argued that it was a perfect time to reclaim Iran's lost territory. The Doves prevailed, and today both sides are removing our missiles. This has been a major diplomatic coup for Kennedy, who has been hailed across the nation as a hero for acting in the crisis. President Nixon, on the other hand, mostly stayed out of negotiations, has been widely criticized for such. Stay for midnight for now. Nixon, why aren't you doing stuff, buddy? Hmm. Oh well, gonna be helping you and your damn party win anyways. Yeah, we're gonna be going on a Republican run today. I ain't fully mentally sure which one to do. Gassing it off. With a compass in hand and butterflies in stomach, he gazed off toward the visage of Anchorage, rapidly shrinking away into the horizon. A game of cards, a hearty serving of alcohol, and certainly done wonders to feed his excitement in the wonderlust while they were docked apart. But he had to admit, it was hard to get into yesterday's goodbyes out of his mind. His mother's reaction was not surprising to him. A quiet bout of sobbing and laundry lists of demands as they stood before the front door. She had been nervous for weeks, and all the time he had done in his best to reassure her there was something he needed to do. He would take all available precautions, and he would have all the necessary documents, and it was a conversation that seemed to never end. No, he hadn't resolved any lingering strife with Mom. It wasn't her that she was desponding such remorse in her sea-bound heart. Surprisingly, it was Dad. To say his father was an enigma would be an understatement. Childhood memories existed beyond count. Missed baseball games, absent birthday parties, one-word responses to kindergarten art pieces. It was not that Dad didn't care at all, per se. From time to time, he would show his affection. Teach his son to replace a flat tire or two. The problem was consistency, or lack thereof. At any moment, Dad might disappear into the basement again, or a car who would pull out of the driveway and return hours after family dinner had ended. He never knew what to make of it. Perhaps the war had simply taken too large a toll, creating a man who could only function on whiskey and on some hours. So, when Dad burst into tears in front of the taxi, launched into a bear hug, and handed his son a compass and a pistol suddenly before the car door closed, he couldn't help but feel shaken. Was he really making the right decision if it could affect a man such as so greatly? Ultimately, he brushed the thought away and returned below deck. There was no turning back now. He had a great and exciting adventure laid out before him, and he would return alive and ultimately change for the better. Time to find out what's out there. What a story. I like the stories. I do like those simple stories that kind of get you a little deep into the feeling of the nation you're in. It's actually nice. I think at times they do a little too hard, but I think that's one thing I kind of lightly grew problematic with a lot of nations in Hearthstone 4 is that they kind of felt too gameplay. Like, they never actually. There's certain mods that, like, kind of try to mix both, where it's like gameplay, and then here's some, like, story. But then the story is kind of very basic to the point where it kind of feels like it's only being used to kind of continue the gameplay and not just feel like that. But I don't know. Maybe I just enjoy these kind of games where it's a lot of story and a lot of stuff that's combined with the gameplay of strategy. The German moon landing. Germany today proudly announced to the world that the German was the first man ever to step on the moon. Edgar Kollenach, which used a rocket based upon the A9A10 design from World War II, and as a member of the team, led by the acclaimed scientist Werner von Braun, successfully landed along with a team of predominantly made up of former Luftwaffe pilots caught enough on a live television broadcast globally. Snapped a smart salute to the flag of the Reich with an earlier visible in the backdrop, a photo which was spread across the globe. Thanks in no smart part to the German propaganda. Jubilee and celebrations began almost immediately across Germany. Already, President Nixon has publicly vowed that the race shall continue and that NASA is already making preparations for a permanent human presence upon the moon in the form of a lunar colony. The president's announcement was quickly followed by Japan, who stated that they would land on Mars. Despite the president's insistence, the race is not over. American public has taken the news poorly. Although America managed to get the first astronaut in space, public confidence in the space program is at an all-time low. That fewer Americans than ever look to the sky with a sense of explorative awe. We begrudgingly congratulate Mr. Cullen. Give him the applause, give him a few claps. He did it, he's looking great. Even though he's a lot more of a bastard than the Soviets are. But a bastard who achieves something is still achieving. Well done, gentlemen. Hey, that went well. Oh god. Okay. Alright. Let's measure out the effects of each of these choices. We're gonna wanna we want their friends to win. What's the problem? Okay. They have Japanese help. Domain Gaian auxiliaries. Organization regain is bad. The bounty of the sun, stability. Bounty of the sun, the home of the army. Okay, so they're getting a lot of bads. What would this do? Defense, planning speed. Organization. This is good just almost entirely, so we're gonna send this, because soon we're gonna get more, and then we can authorize bombings, which will pull down their own as well. Sabotage the war machine. Hmm. Oh my god, there's so much. Kennedy refocused his eyes and tried his best to keep his smile bright. Not an easy task while shaking the hand of a man with a grip of iron and a nerve of fucking steel. It certainly made more difficult with the dozens of cameras flashing in front of them, while the notion of the UFN aid of rebellion in the sphere wasn't considered possible. The particular nature of Malaysia was always a tricky deal to get to anyone outside of the state involved, at the least with the press cameras. Flickering in front of John Kennedy and Don Abdul Razak, the pair could finally take a seat, talk over American involvement in Malaya. Razak was speaking before him, and he said that, Mr. Vice President, we both know that the OFN needs a firm position in the Pacific, an ally to lean on who should come to push to shove. If you would just send some more supplies our way. Kennedy grimaced and spoke up. We're doing everything we can with our airdrops, and we're pushing our luck as it is. If so much as another gun passes in Malaya, the Japanese will catch wind, and we'll have to have a whole new situation on our hands. Talon's eyebrows narrowed, and he locked his fingers together. Nothing you couldn't handle, though, all right? Kennedy smirked and took a sip of water. I'm serious, Ten continued. We both know what your next step is. One way or another, it's a chance to redeem American position in the cause of the world freedom. It's not like President Nixon is exactly hurting those chances with how he's managed your country and with how you handled the Japanese before. I'm certain you can be now on chief seat in no time. Kennedy took a moment to think about Tun's words. Maybe we can give a little more to Malaya. I hate to see anyone's culture ground up to nothing. What the hell is going on here? After all, but don't count on anything more than what you already are getting. I am running by the president and see what he thinks. Just don't count on him. Return to normalcy in the Sea of Australia. What? What is all this? What are you doing? Why are all the ships out? Are we like trying to? Oh God, we are. Oh shit. Why are you? Please stop. Please stop doing that. Jesus Christ. Wait, which ships are these? Oh fuck, we really are. We really were in. Oh boy. Um. Yeah, could you like not do that, please? And yeah, please go home. Just go home. How do I send you back? Um, oh my God, there's so many ships I can't genuinely send them back. Please tell me that's not the truth. Okay, there we go. Okay, start sending our ship back home. Cause this is a very deadly situation. There we go. Oh, got more guns. Nice. Oh boy, yeah, we don't exactly actually have a lot of good equipment. What ships? What not ships? Planes. Which planes do we have? Okay, we don't have civilians. Let's get those. Cas, um, interceptor, and then tactile with some strategic. Oh man, we need a lot of strategic. Assassination of Hitler. Oh my. Oh me. Oh my. Let me also get some normal cast because we don't have that either. News from Germany today is in spot radio at best. CIA assets in Germany have reported that shortly after celebrations on the moon landing began, several German military units and several platoons worth of German dictators' very bodyguard units filled the streets and immediately put the city under martial law. From what we are hearing, an assassin, which the Germans claim had belonged to the Japanese Takumansuken, attempted to kill the Führer, but to stop his attempt by one of Hitler's personal bodyguards, and is killed on the spot. Already, reports of several assassinations have surfaced, and various politics in the Reichstag initially believed Hitler to be the kill and began long planned plots to eliminate their rivals' chaos. In the streets, the various military units already claimed vows. Oh god. Oh boy. As various units of known from them broke down. While the situation has begun to recover, martial law is still in effect. In Germany, suddenly the Reich seems much weaker. In Washington, this raises the question: how can Germans maintain their new world order when they can barely handle themselves? An eagle falls, another rises. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can do it though. And first is bringing up our planes. Because America without planes is America with nothing. We are insane with planes. Nobody can really break through us with this shit. Get them up, get them up. Go. Oh, I forgot. We didn't even get some convoys. There we go. I'm not sure if being a very large nation makes you actually have to care about having convoys. If you can just like buy them or something, or just deal with them on your own. But I'm just gonna have them just in case. Let's get these up. There we go. And then improve CAS. Look at that. What beauty. And in class, the United States is once again gearing up for an election season. As per the Constitution, all the seats in the House of Representatives and the third of the Senate seats will be up for grabs in November. Along with the immovable states and local races across the nation, the course of American politics will change with it. Status quo or radical upheaval? It's time for the people to decide. Republican Democrats and National Progressive Pact, along with the numerous third parties, are gearing up for the political machines across these 50 states, with special forces going to descend seats for grabs. Tens of thousands of volunteers, campaign staff, and candidates are gearing up to begin the primary rounds. Whistles stop, doors, public speeches, glad handling and debating with the dominant nation's attentions for the next few months. Issues of great importance will be decided. Candidates will be scrutinized, and eventually millions of voters around the nation will get the chance to make their voices heard. And the greatest democracy in the world will once again prove itself. Keep America strong and free. Vote R&D. Hoorah. Oh, we have a little guy. Silly little guy. I actually do like this. I do like that TNO when it comes to um yeah, the agencies that you can play with. Though the problem is that they really aren't that useful due to most nations are going to fight one another, but whatever. I do like how they kind of take it and change it by making the characters that work within it have no picture. Because like real agencies, you don't actually get to really know who the person is. Maybe you can get their name, like Wolf. His name is Wolf, but his real name is Gideon Brown in the game. But you don't you actually get to know who they actually are. Like, what do they look like? Because they're fucking agents. They're hiding. They're doing their shit. Which is cool. Which is cool. I like that aesthetic. It's very nice. Makes it possibly a little annoying at times, actually. No, but hey, it's cool. Campaign. Okay. What areas are predicted to change? Of course, the South is gonna go freaking nationalist. Why would they not? Oh damn, Ohio, you're gonna go nationalist? Broski, that's a little confusing there. I didn't expect that. Wait, okay. What's California looking like? Hmm. Yeah, we might want to go for the West Coast. Okay, plan. West Coast, Illinois. Oh, no, that's not Illinois. It's the Great Lakes. Great Lakes. The Great Plains, and then we're gonna go for the East, and then move here, go here, and then kind of circle around. I don't really think we have much of a chance in the South regions. That's kind of always a lost cause to actually fight in. So I'm gonna fight in the areas where we have most strength. Oh great! Oh frick! Almost forgot. Um, instigate local revolts. Ensure the connections. Agents will arm peasant revolts across the countryside. Yes, yes, yes. Good, 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 good. Oh shit! They really did just rebel. Oh man. Oh boy. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. From the sun-drenched hills, Revanchi, Aladdin's neighborhoods, and wild underground economics on the bay, comes the debut novel of one Ken Kesey. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. It's bizarre, profane, provocative, a gauntlet throws into the table American literature. Wait, what's that say? Inspired by Ken. Oh god. Oh boy, Borman this time. Hello, Borman. Pratt, little freaking conservative Nazi. Inspired by Kenny's work as a psychiatric. Oh, not psychiatrist, just psychiatric. Okay. Psychiatric orderly in Manic Park, California, the novel follows one Randy McMurphy. McMurphy, a veteran of Scotland and proud street brawler, and sentenced to the time in a psychiatric hospital for battery and illicit gambling. There, he meets a number of characters, including this novel's narrator, Chief, Brahmin, and a tyrannical head nurse, Nurse Ratchet. Over the course of the novel, McMurphy challenges Ratchet's rules, standing up for himself and the other parties in the war. He is rewarded this with lobotomy. Courtesy of Ratchet, the novel ends with Brahmin smothering McMurphy in an act of mercy before escaping to freedom. Cuckoo's Nest has already garnered its fair share of accolades and controversy alike. When you're calling the betrayal of America's own authoritarian systems in aid when the nation is supposed to be bastion of liberty in the world, Hollywood star Kirk Douglas is rumored to be seeking the adoption rights, while schools across America are rumored to be banning it. I'm so crazy I plan to vote for Kelfer again this November. Protest in Birmingham. Oh god. The civil rights movement is reaching its crescendo. All across America, there are protests, rallies, riots hosted by the civil rights activists, and they're getting worse by the month. Just this week, massive march was held in Birmingham, Alabama, the heart of the segregationist South, with tens of thousands of activists wearing black alike, calling for the equal rights. Although it was started civil, local police chief Eugene Bull Connor quickly deployed riot police and set dogs loose to the protesters peacefully marching, quickly turning to running battle in the streets between police and activists. This event has been widely televised across the nation. The average American shocked by the police brutality on display in Birmingham. Many of the more liberal news sources across the United States have likened the event in Alabama to those in Germany decades ago. citing police brutality and suppression of activists to draw parallels to the Nazi regime. Worrying. Hmm. Yeah, violence isn't actually fun, is it? Okay, what can we do? I just remembered if we're going to be going down conservative, there's two ways we can go: Wallace or Goldwater. And from the Discord, we were going to mainly go down more hardcore conservative, or at least with like Goldwater. So I might do that tomorrow, or at least at some other quick point. We can quickly finish this up, and then we'll move on to yeah, Goldwater. For here, I guess we'll just do like more simple, um, more pragmatic conservatism. Oh boy, counter protest in Birmingham. 1 week ago, civil rights activists, it's only been like a couple days, I think. 1 week ago, civil rights activists held a protest in Birmingham, Alabama that quickly devolved into a riot. Now, tens of thousands of people opposed to the right movements have staged a countermarch, waving with the flags of Confederacy, their home states, and even a few swastikas. In comparison to the previous week, the police chief didn't even bother deploying more than a few lightly equipped beat cops, several of which joined in the protest. Furthermore, there are reports that pro civil rights activists attempting to flock in Birmingham to continue the movement have been driven out of the city by police and locals alike. There are several would be protesters returning home battered and bruised. When the rising violence in Birmingham and elsewhere, Vice President Kennedy has reported convinced President Nixon to consider federalizing the Alabama National Guard and deploying it to restore order in the state. Good. Even more worrying. That is worrying indeed. Alright, time to move to Asia real quick. Smashing the crested wave. When he wrestled in a giant prize cattle for his 10th labor, Hercules journeyed further westward than the borders his map detailed. Before returning to Mycenae, he erected 2 mountain-sized pillars where he narrowed coast met Poseidon's boundless blue dominion. Inscribed upon these pillars, demarking the world's seeming edge of the Urals, ne plus ultra, no further beyond. Erode Oh, okay, that's no more. The eroding can draw parallels between the Japanese Empire conquest and the Greek hero's 10th labor. Like Hercules, its armies and fleets ventured towards the continent's westernmost edges to wrest heath and glory to Europe's giants. Wealth, not rest, wealth. Like Hercules, they halted at a body of water, in this case, the river Ganges, and ventured no further. But unlike Hercules, they festered merrily on the spoils of the years hence. Now even grasping its empire edges have become a Herculean labor for Tokyo's compulent digits. And FX, India, and Southeast Asia have turned into cracks running along the otherwise perfect sphere influence. And with a little help from Washington, these cracks can widen into the gorgeous tearing Japan's pet project apart. Good, good, good. Crack the fascist. Then bringing out the tinderbox. Make no mistake, the colony Japan. Oh, god damn it. Make no mistake. The colonies Japan has won from Europe may fuel its economy to meteoric heights, but they are no means eager to fulfill the quotas chained by their backs. Discontent is a pox, containment to what Japanese planners disdainfully call the Southern Resource Area, where haphazardly scattered freedom fighters to violently return Tokyo's integration into a belligerent puppet regimes. The rising sun expected pellet mines and oil wells out of the Southeast Asia. Instead, it acquired only a trifle of kindling right underneath its own boot heels. In accordance, Langley has drawn up a plan of sprinkling literal and figurative gunpowder throughout the region, and it's setting it off for the right proper spark. We'll weigh in our options. Okay. I'm gonna read this real quick, and then I'm gonna get a drink. Cause man, this is tire you and waste your mouth out and make it dry. Mr. Denson, why is there a big empty space on my map? The grade 8 teacher looked toward the big wall map that the young girl was pointing to and the large gray space in Eurasia that Mr. Denson remembered being colored red for the Soviet Union when she was at school 30 years before, but now labeled Russian anarchy. If you looked in the atlas, cartographers would have tried outlining where the biggest warlord groups were, but they changed every year. Sometimes even over a week as one group rose to power and the other declined. You'd even envy that thankless, never-ending job. Well, Mary, that is where Russia used to be, Miss Hanson replied. Why isn't there Russia anymore? Mary asked. It's complicated, Miss Denton replied, before flipping open her book and talking about the curriculum and daily discussion of manifest destiny. But isn't that history, and we are in history class? Mary asked again. Miss Denton sighed. Okay, short version. From what I know, the Germans defeated the Soviet Union in the war, but they didn't take over the whole country, leaving the rest to be fought over. Some communists liked the Soviet Union, while others wanted to bring back the old empire. And some wanted to be democratic like us in here in America, she said. Now, if you turn to, why can't they just all get together and beat up the Germans? Andrew asked. I bet my dad would join the army to kick Germany ass again. Andrew, that's not a good word to use, Miss Jensen admonished. But by now the whole class was talking, or more appropriately, yelling about how their dad or brother or themselves would work with a unified Russia to beat up Germany again, totally derailing class. Miss Jensen sighed. The bell rang a moment later, hopefully ending the talk about the sad story of Russia for now. Class dismissed. That would be cool. That would genuinely be cool, as if the U.S. could just like support Russia actually fighting Germany to regain the Moscow region. Oh yes, that would be amazing. Yes. Personal feeling, we would be based if we actually helped them. As long as they're not a spooky Omsk nation, possibly, and also not a funny cock man from Comey. Mostly them. As long as they're mostly not them, we should be fine. Or, where is it? Where are they? Yeah, them either. Yeah, no, not them. Um, oh boy, where are they? Or you? You're a little spooky at times. Okay. Oh god, it's even more raining. Jesus Christ. I hope the raining kind of relaxes at some point. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. I promise to be really not going for too long. And we are back, friends. And with water now. Yay! Water. Man, that's actually really good. Alright, there we go. Alright, now this feels a lot better. Cracking Fortress Europe. President Nixon stared at the world map projected onto the screen in the White House briefing room. At the center was America, its circle facing the Japanese and their colonial minions to the west and the Germans and their slave empire to the east. But where the Japanese and America had only recently escaped Armageddon, embracing Hawaii, the Nazi empire was fraying at the seams. Hitler grew older and more infirm by the day. No matter the amount of clever camera work and pre-recorded speeches could hide his creaking jolt. His once memorizing oratory shrunking into a senile babbling. Germany's moon landing was not a triumph, it was a spiffetap epitaph. What? No idea what that means. Fancy words. Secretary of Defense Melvin Lard looked up from the latest CIA intelligence brief of the German Reich. It's a house of cards, Mr. President. Britain chafes under a foreign occupier. The French government can't keep its country together, and the Norwegian continue to resist decades and upon decades of occupation. The African colonies will wither at the vine without support. All held together by a man who can't finish a fucking sentence without forgetting how it started. Nixon noted. When Hitler goes, his successors will fall over themselves and split into spoils, like Alexander's generals did in Antiquity. Lord handed over a chief documents for the CFO. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. We'll never get a shot at crippling Nazis like this. It's time to go back to the old world. Yes. Mr. No Man is breaking. He's dying. And we have a chance. We have a chance to save them. Alright. Where else do we have a chance to save people? Maybe here? Maybe. No, not really. Ooh, what can we do? Ooh, this would be a good choice. Yes. Hurt the nationalists. Hurt the nationalists. Break them. Crack them. We can't let them have any real support. Sabotage them. Meet with the generals. Am I able to send support now? No. How could I? We can send volunteers to help other countries of war as long as they're not our allies. Okay. So what do I need to do in order to be able to? I guess I'm just not going to be able to for a while. I've seen them go there, so I know they can. Huh. Yeah. I think for this gameplay, we're going to be playing a nice, like, liberal-minded when it comes to social things, but economically conservative first game. And then we'll just go, like, basically, like, middle point of, we won't be too crazy on people, but you gotta be conservative with Goldwater. And then we'll do a fuck you, everybody, hoorah, good old 18th century politics crap that he wants to do. Okay. Jesus Christ, I'm zooming in so hard. I got a new mouse because my old one just stopped working. It's a plug-in one, and this one is a wireless one. But the problem is unlike the other one, it doesn't really have anything that allows you to like change the sensitivity, so it's kind of like this. I don't know that anything in the computer itself that can change, but I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna have a very spittable freaking mouse. Anyway, I would say that works alright. I wouldn't cry about it. Atlantic Gap. Oh, there's a bunch of crap you can add to the oceans that helps you win. Interesting. Does rain affect? Oh, rain does really affect you. Oh, wow. Oh, how many areas are raining? Oh, not that many. Wait, do we own these? No, we don't. How many areas did they take from us that was part of Hawaii? Hmm. What areas do we have claim on? We have claim to this. Oh, these islands are also part of it. Oh, are these? No. Okay, so they just get the right to them. Marshall Islands. Hmm. Mr. Ino, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, Mr. Ino? Zooming back into the ocean so we can speed up time a little better. There we go. Oh yeah, look at them votes. Oh yes. Oh, that is beautiful. That was a good choice. How is that going to help our votes. Oh, yes, look at that. Not even chance now. Look at them break. How are they doing? Boom. Wait, why did we change to that? What the fuck just happened? Oh, yep, alright. They've changed. Good, good, good. And what do you do in California? Oh my god, Jesus. That really cracked them. Nice. For breaking them completely. Good, good, good. Republican Democratic Coalition. Alright. Plan? Can I please click out of this? It's not moving. Oh, shoot. Oh, there we go. Jesus, took forever. Just leave. We're gonna go down here, and then we're gonna do Kenny's plan. Then move the Civil Rights Act. Because this will get a lot of the sides of the NPP to move over to us. Because the progressives don't like us for not actually moving society. And with the Kennedy plan, they will have a reason to actually move to the Democrats, kicking out a lot of the NPP's strength. But even then, that will just solidify the NPP's segregationist power. So it's kind of a toss up. Do we want to stop it and give the progressives the ability to unite everybody to bring up a new deal of rights? Or do we take it now, give the R&D the chance to win, but at the threat that the literal South freaking little where is he? Yeah, Alabama. Isn't he Alabama? Yeah, Alabama favorite boy. Freaking damn George Wallace takes power. So that's that's prices we have to check. Do we want to take the price? Do we think it really will pay out? Oh, come on, guys. Seriously? What the hell? Jesus Christ. Okay, fine. Here we go. Man, not making this easier for me either. Great. We might lose just because we can't seem to do a freaking campaign. Run a good campaign. Of course, okay. Well, it's definitely not great. So, I saw some sneak peeks to the new Germany gameplay, and I'm very interested to see what that is for Borman specifically, because already he kind of plays lightly to the pragmatism. His most earliest points to where he takes conservatism and has the ability to play a very pragmatic approach than a reformist approach like Spear does. He can play like kind of like reforming conservatism and like its edges kind of stuff, where like you can give the Dutch states more like independent fascism, or in fact, if they go for civilian fascism, they can like just be like autonomous. And then for Denmark, they can either just stay collaborated like this, or straight up just fucking become independent by becoming full Nazi. And then Norway can do the same, depending on what they exactly go for. Well, that's cool. Ooh, Martin Luther King stoops. My God, I can't talk. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech. I read that S there, man. That fucked me up, I guess. I say to you today, my friends, that despite the difficulties and frustrations of the moment, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in an American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up to deliver the true meaning of the creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that the one day all the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves of the sons of the former slave owner, will be able to sit together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a desert state sweltering in the heat of the injustice and oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that today my 4 children will one day live in a nation that they will not be judged by the color of the skin, but by the content of the character. I have a dream today. In that one dream, with his Lincoln Memorial, promised civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. gave a speech to a grand crowd of over 250,000. Jesus Christ. His words are already spread across the country like a wildfire as men and women, black and white alike, spread a new slogan. I have a dream. It is time for action now. I have a dream. Oh god, we have to take that. Coalition splits. These goddamn bastards, these goddamn ungrateful bastards are ruining everything. Every day they call us up. They call us up at every goddamn office. They try to push it away on the blacks. Just the other day, Bob Jones was threatening to lead Republicans for Wallace and his gang were not going to do enough to promote law and order. Then can you believe it's the goddamn governor of Michigan that didn't want us to visit the state because he got her elected coming off the afraid of alienating the liberals? It's absurd. We know this awful hysteria about the civil rights thing has been made a great goddamn thing from the beginning. But if we just can't take any more of it, we could lose our entire majority unless we convince these whiny bastards to shut the hell up and calm down. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck, Nixon, calm down. Jesus. No wonder you get kicked out. You fucking are exploding. Holy shit. I know this is stressful. Like, trust me, I can be stressed, and like, I'm not exactly happy ever. But like, how many swears can you put in one sentence because you're angry, man? Yeah, no shit that I guess the Walls can have a chance to win if you literally can't stop screeching and ringing for 5 minutes. I'm not exactly sure just ringing all over the place is actually going to win you anything, my friend. But hey, I guess I don't make the rules. Hmm. I don't know why I check stuff like as if it's going to do anything. I should literally just stick here and just stay in the hole. Oh boy, German spy arrested. Okay. According to his landlord. What? We just contact landlords in Germany like that? I would expect it was going to make it a lot more harder, but okay. According to his landlord, Joseph Greenberg was a rather unassuming fellow. He paid his rent on time, never had any no complaints. Oh, this is America. Okay. That makes more sense. He never had any no complaints and always helps out old Miss Connors carry out groceries up the stairs. In reality, that was all a cover, something that the landlord learned when she was opening Greenberg's empty apartment to the sight of piles and surveillance equipment and folders with swastikas stamped upon them. Thinking quickly, she called the police, who had turned informed the FBI and arrested Greenberg this morning as he left for work. Joseph Greenberg revealed it to actually be Joseph Hansen, an agent from the German Abwehr, ironically designed as a Jewish American. Of course. You sly little shit. Should you be shot for that? Back in Germany? His mission was to secure a job at Bell Telephone, study their communication infrastructure, and identify flaws from the installation of wiretaps and other espionage methods. Even more concerning was that his phone book had the telephone numbers of several local NPP politicians inside. Oh, with the contact packs of friendly elements, including the fascist agitator Francis Pagliacci. Uh-oh. Yo, Wallace, why are you working with them, my friend? Why are you working with them? Is it that you don't actually follow the American true dream as much as you like to scream you do? Or is it the American plan that you want? Questions. The charge for the violations of the Espionage Act have already been brought against him, though he will likely end up simply being deported back to Germany rather than facing a prison term in the United States. Just one less Nazi to worry about. Good. Good, 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 good. Okay. Advice and consent. Um, I don't know. Oh. Who? The good the Puk Minh the Tuk. Which government? Oh, the Viet Minh. Oh. Wait. Who could the government? Oh, shit. Okay. Washington, AP. President Richard Nixon met with the West Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru
at the White House today. The meeting, the first between Nixon and Nehru, was the first stop on the Prime Minister's visit to the United States, soon to be followed by the multiple stops in Washington, Virginia, and New York. At the Oval Office, President Nixon reaffirmed America's commitment to deepening American political and economic ties to India. India is a vast nation, blessed with a multitude of resources and a rising population. It is the belief of the administration that the United States of America would be foolish if it do not embrace your republic and opportunities that it offers it in the world. Followed by the President's remarks, Prime Minister Nehru returned with a coordinated his own. The people of India are on the verge of a great success in the fields of economics, social progress, and national development. We wish to use success to join the hands of the free world. I would like to thank the President for his efforts to bring our nations closer together. What's next? Hamburgers in Bombay? Maybe. I don't know. If we play it right, we could. And next, the Malayan Rebellion. The Malayan Peninsula has found itself engulfed in increasingly escalating fire that has been burned throughout its lush jungles for what seems like an eternity now. With every passing day, those Japanese bastards continue to hold their dominance over the lands and seas of Malaya. More innocents are seen slaughtering like animals in other contraptions of scheme devised by the AJA or the Kampetia to maximize the local suffering and choke their wishes and hopes for the liberty and freedom. The United States has always stood as a bastion of liberty and humanity, and we must not leave our Malayan brothers wailing for the barbaric rage that the Japanese induce upon them. Guns, tanks, planes, and just whatever the UMAJF freedom fighters need to continue their honorable fight against the imperialism and tyranny that will be sent upon them effective immediately. This stubborn emperor and his cabinet in Tokyo must learn that the people of Malaya and the Americas are not ones to be pushed around and treated as slaves. I see. So, all right, quick sleep, quick little hydrate. Freaking canned water is always delicious. I'm not even kidding. When it comes out of a glass, it's all right, but when you put it in a metal can, like a heat controller, like one of those cans that like keeps it in the cold or heat for a long time, mine, it gives it such a perfected taste. It's just like pure cold water, and it's delicious. Oh, do we have enough to do anything? Oh, we do. Send American combat engineers. How are they doing? Okay. They're kind of holding. I think they are. Hmm. Though I'm not exactly sure how long they actually are going to. Yeah. I don't think so. We're gonna have to try to help them win for as long as possible. Ay ay ay. It's not good. Including the civil rights situation is already stretching us enough. Then having to freaking deal with the elections. What's the predicted? Oh god, we're gonna be losing. Okay, so this is a game of trying to make sure we don't lose stuff. That's cool. Oh, so then going to the south might actually be an idea. Might want to, yeah, just do the whole north. Who's going to be gaining most? Okay, nationalists are going to be gaining the most. Okay, we just need to make sure that we don't lose as much as possible. We're almost perfectly pie just set up to have everybody. Perfect amount of progressives, perfect amount of liberals, perfect amount of conservatives, and perfect amount of paternalism. Oh, yes, yes, yes. The perfect America. America's best. Oh, the other America. Many residents of post war Europe often heard stories about life in the promising United States. Children listened intently as their grandparents spoke of immigrants going from the rags to riches within a few years of their arrival. Seeing how the fatherland neglected to print stories about life in the United States, citizens under the jackboot could only rely on their relatives for accurate portrayal. It was uncommon for foreigners to contemplate where they truly is in poverty in the promised land of America. Michael Harrington novel The Other America debuted the bookstores across the country today. The novel discusses the issue of poverty in the United States and exposes readers to the significant number of Americans living below the poverty line. Harrington claims that there are many poor residents live in a social isolation and are not only commonly seen by the middle to upper classes, he also calls for politicians to take immediate and remediable action to rid the country of every aspect of poverty. Critics and novels disagree with the Harrington's socialist tendencies, but most readers agree with the call to action. The book was already gaining influence with a number of politicians in the capital who want to create a better country for every citizen, rich or poor. Economics have already devised ways to make education and health care more accessible in the country. America's biggest misconception debunked. I see. We might even not get to the Republicans by the time need to get to art, because we just been fucking reading so much. We might even have to cut back on some of the reading. That's not fun. Not fun at all. I wouldn't want to, but gotta get in the string. Hmm. A house divided. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure, permanently half slave and half free. I do not expect the union to be dissolved. I do not expect the house to fall, but I do expect it to be to be divided. It will become all one thing or all another. Although the institution of slavery was torn down at the end of the Civil War by the 13th Amendment, a failed reconstruction and decades of Jim Crow ensured that the issue of race would not or could not be solved. As devised when the Republican Democrat coalition grew, debates turning to fights of friends turning to enemies, the truth only becoming clearer and clearer. The coalition as it stands cannot be saved. Yet there is still time to act. America must once again reckon with the issues of race. Be it through words of war, once again reckon with the issue of race. Oh, be it through words of war, we can only pray for less blood to be shed in this time around, for the fate of the world rests upon the near divided houses. Can you just play nice? Crucifix, the coalition splits. Oh boy, and now we need to make the choice. Very. Oh, oh god, we actually have to. We have to make the choice. And we'll be moving down the Kennedy plan. What the hell's the matter with Kennedy? Isn't it a question? We mean it's the lack of discretion. The goddamn brat won't stop talking about the blacks and it's riling people up. He's having all these meetings with these Jesus. Who the fuck is saying this? What? Wait, who's saying this? Wait, is Yaki saying this? Nixon, are you genuinely okay? He's like going insane. Jesus. With these Jew reporters and these activist troublemakers, he's coming to us trying to, rope us in with the whole business. Yeah, well, I think we have more important business than you now being angry at Jews, I guess? Jewish reporters, I didn't know that was the problem. Yeah, I think we have more important things to ask you, Mr. Nixon. Oh, God, a man with a plan. Shut up. He's trying to come at us, trying, represent this whole damn business. Well, we're not falling for it. We're not solely our reputation. If we can't get him to stop talking, we'll have to use him as an example of what happens when you ignore coalition unity. Tomorrow, we'll announce that we're putting Kennedy in charge of the whole civil rights mess. Let's see how the press reacts when the progressive golden boy alienates the Republicans and these stupid Democrats. Can't pass a goddamn bill to Congress. Let's watch Kennedy hang himself with his own goddamn rope. Ooh, stagnation Senate. The second nations will react poorly to the plan. Yes, yes, Mr. Nixon. Yeah, throw him in there. Do it. The man with a plan. Michigan had been plenty of men with the big ideas come and go. As the bastion of the mighty American automobile industry, the state had a natural attraction for the not when, the men of dreams of changing the world. Deterred by the power, the labor unions of the big three automobile companies, many of these men had failed to remain in the obscure. George Romney was one of these men. The president of American Motors Corporation, Romney, had saved the moribund company through economizing a bold new strategy of focusing sales of compact cars in contrast to the gas guzzling dinosaurs of the big three. Not content with his rescuing of the company, Romney had continued his ventures into Michigan politics. As the head of the Citizen Crusade, Romney and his allies have managed to challenge the RDC's monopoly in Michigan. Their efforts forced the state constitutional convention and rewriting of the state's government documents to be more efficient and protective of citizens' rights. The efforts of the attracted support of many Michigans, including the NPP, even as they challenged the established powers of the state. In spite of his clash with RDC and entering politics, Romney has no interest in joining the NPP. The Michigan branch of the pack was filled with Birchers whose anti-establishment radicalism and bigotry repelled his upstanding Mormon. Romney had no time for extremism in his approach to problems, instead researching for a consensus approach when actually solve problems. And what's all this talk about cooperative, competitive capitalism? Hmm, hmm. I love how there's literally the first two Mormons of this damn game are like all sweet and kind. Meanwhile, in reality, they're actually a lot of dickheads. Actually, they're not exactly middle of the ground kind people. Hmm. A family dinner. Oh, oh, hey, that's really good. Sorry, I don't know if you could hear, but family was in the room for a second. Um, it's late. It's late at night, so just want to like say something. Ugh, man, I'm tired. Words cannot fall out my mouth now. The family dinner. The Dirksen Building cafeteria was a common haunt for senators on the lunch break. Today, they would play a host of the most prestigious pair. Vice President John Fitzgerald Kennedy sat throughout the chewing on the turkey sandwich. Opposed him was a smiling man who was a coalition registry knew as a Democratic senator, but was John has always known as a brother. It's been too long since we've been taking care of ourselves, said John with a smile. How are you, Bobby? Ethel's still taking good care of you, I hope. Robert Francis Kennedy laughed at the playful wink his brother gave him. I can hardly complain of the home life, Jack. His grin faded. Still, current events exactly have been great for my sleep. The older Kennedy nodded sympathetically. Violence is getting worse for sure. He frowned. Nix has been a real stick in the mud about it and isn't helping things either. Well, he still won't endorse any legislation on the matter. Can't you do something about it? As long as the president sits on the fence, it's only going to get worse. I'd love to, but who knows how? But you know how Nixon is, muttered John, idly stirring his coffee. Knowing him, he'd probably just veto whatever we put in front of him and yell us for faction coalition unity. But this is far more important than coalition unity, Jack. There are millions of Americans, millions of good, honest Americans being cast aside by the things that are far beyond their control. The longer we wait, the greater things will suffer will be. Fixing his brother with an intense but encouraging look, he continued, You're the vice president. At the very least, you can just use your voice in the name of those who have no voice. John was silent for a moment. Then he smiled. You've always been a good man, Bobby. You're right. Of course, I must act. Family matters. I find it funny how much the Kennedy family, they're not perfect. Of course, no family, it really is. But I find it funny how much the Kennedy family genuinely was like crazily progressive and cool. Like, They generally together were literally just like, yo, can we just like work together as one big family, just literally progress America? Oh, they make a miserable one. Oh shit, yeah, I need to do a campaign. Shit, 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 shit. Yeah, we're gonna go Pennsylvania. We're gonna do the East Coast. How's it doing now? Oh man. Okay. If we could just hold this in some sort of form, we could do something. That's right. Keep breaking yourselves. Keep cracking MPP. Please, we beg of you. And then after the Kennedy Plan will be the 1962 Civil Rights Act. But we'll read that once it actually starts moving through. Okay, so now it's just gonna be a game of waiting. I'm sorry about that, but that's how Huts Run 4 is. Oh, mostly a game of waiting. Oh, the first meeting. When Phyllis Stewart Schlafly, a senator member of the National Federation of Republican Women, went to meet the President Richard Melius Nixon, effectively the most senior grandees of her party, she was expected frank and respectful discussion. But for some reason, the meeting was completely unsatisfactory. Perhaps it was the fact that the delegation has as its aim the attempt to convince the president who has no bother with the proxy wars in Malaya and the Philippines was the real concern was domestic communist and fascist infiltration. Unbeknownst to Schlafly in the time, Senator Barry Goldwater had made such points to Nixon face recently. Since Nixon already hated the senator from Arizona, it made sense that he would outright dismiss people, especially women, that repeated Goldwater's words. It could just as well have been Nixon's nature. The president was distracted and indifferent to anything that any of the women said. He could not open his own. Well, yeah, of course. He seems to be talking about Jews really weirdly. I'm not surprised. His saying response to her words was that an attractive woman like you doing wasting your time out here? The other women looked at each other with no small amount of disgust. Shalafi was not as free and easy with her reactions as the colleagues were. She knew she was a God-given duty to pay respect to the President of the United States, but that did not stop her from sharing the disgust in the quiet of her own mind. God damn it, Nixon. Can you literally play not smiley face, smile away for 5 minutes? I swear to God, Nixon, you're literally digging yourself a hole everywhere you go. Monday morning in Nuke. Coupon was firmly sticking his hand around his snatchel and passed it by a notebook, some coin, a comb, and a photo of his mother before finally reaching his intended destination, his ID card. Taking it out, he handed it mutually to the man in front of him, a U.S. Army soldier. After taking a glance at his card, the soldier handed it back to him and said, "Oh my God, stop! No, I said, "Very well, you can carry on." Coupon placed it back into his bag and walked past the soldier without replying. He gets pulled aside from every once a week on his way to work. With how few people there are at Nuke, you think the soldiers would come to recognize who he is and what his face looks like. He doesn't mind it much, however, like the Americans tend to keep to themselves, much more than the Danes did anyway. Still, he wishes he didn't make it him late work. Commute is a little longer. Hmm. A Dane who migrated. Interesting. And then C21. Um, uh, yeah, let's get post-war assault weapons. Improve our assault classes. No, assault classes. Our assault weaponry for our groups. Jesus, assault classes. Where's there he is, Barry Goldwater. Of course, he's with the hardline Republicans. So who's with the responsible Republicans? Is is the Light Republican during the 1964 election part of the responsible ones? I'm unsure. Also, why is where's Dixiecrats in the Republican Party on the Democrat? Oh, it's from yeah. This is not. This was before they made the big big boy switch. The President's Daily Brief. Okay, here we go. Mr. President, we believe that the best way to curtail Japanese economy and military power is to draw them into a new, escalating conflict. Get them bogged down in a new jungle war and they'll feel the pain. President Nixon nods carefully, considering his advisor's comments. All right, Bob, go on. Once Mr. Namarin's side walks up with a pair of rolled up maps, each one bears a detailed map of Southeast Asian country. Two of the largest potential targets are Malaya and the Philippines. Malaya is the river by Japanese resource extraction, military regimes, and NATO collaborations. Meanwhile, the Philippines is a nation in a state of rebellion. As we all know well, the population believed to be very resentful of the occupiers. Both countries have been active rebel groups, which we could use as proxies against Tokyo. Nixon presses his hands together in a gesture of contemplation, staring at the black and red markings of the done maps. Okay, Bob, what form would proxy warfare be taking? Mr. Namarin's aides to pull out more maps, more lists, more explanations, and over the course of the morning, a bloody strategy to drive new knives in the empire of the Japan takes form. They'll have no peace with honor. Hmm. Wait, does this give us more abilities? Not really. Okay. Some of these should, right? Yeah. Okay, that does. Okay, I see. Well, we have to get this done. This is literally the 1962 Civil Act. We'll wait until we're basically done with this plan in order to read the next one, since it's literally if this one does work. So, oh, we got better hospitals. Yay! How about some better schools? Oh, here we go. Now we actually have a choice. Oh, the two young men walked down the street of LA, basking in the midday sun, but the topic of conversation was distinctly gloomier. So, did you hear about the Nazi spy that got caught in New York? They're saying that he was trying to get in touch with the Yaki of all people. It's crazy, isn't it? I know how much they hate the Japs. I know how they hate the Japs. Hell, that doesn't even around here, but I thought that they were getting in bed with the Krauts. The spy was just reaching out to them. Didn't say nothing about them, agreeing to anything. The two men, like plenty of others out in California, had their own sympathies toward the NPP. After all, everyone in LA and the Bay Area had to only live only a few miles away from the humiliating reminder of 1945, and the NPP were the only ones who seemed to have any interest in getting the treaty port back. He turned to his friend and asked, "So what do you think? Was Yaki it on it or not?" Mmm, sounds like a commie load of balls. Ah, yes, it's communism. It's communism. I tell you, it's communism. Meanwhile, the literal last remnants of communism are literally trying to die. It's communism. Or he was definitely wearing Lederhosen. He was definitely wearing Lederhosen. Yes, yes, yes. These bastard fascists. They're working within the American Party of all places. And no matter how much you cry about trying to bring back American glory, you ain't gonna turn us fascist. No, no, no. Hey, it's holding. Good, 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 good. Keep on holding. We can't lose much. Can't keep. Oh man, the Democrats are gonna be losing some majorities. Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that choice. If we can get more choices like that, we should be able to move on. I kind of wish Benny Wallace. Yeah, that's actually the guy we're going for. Benny Wallace. I kind of wish Benny Wallace, Barry Wallace, got some more kind of pragmatism for his conservatism with the economy. I know he is conservative free market, but because he can be so open with like liberalism and the social, I kind of Even if you really did want to keep to the like conservative like free market of like yeah free market devolve most forms of the government. Oh hey, it's changing. Oh boy. If you wanted to devolve some of the more newest parts of the government to, bring up more free market shit, he at least can like concede some like liberal stuff along the way in order to, get his way too. Or he works with the more even harder ones in order to get his way, but then leave out the liberals. But it doesn't happen. We're not okay. Maybe one day they'll go through that and change that up, but not today. Hmm. Now we just need to finish the Kennedy plan. Wait, is it that was set up as an actual plan here? No, it's not. Okay. Oh man, we have literally no support right now. Holy shit. And we genuinely can't go for getting support because we have to deal with all this stuff. Ay, 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 this is such a bad situation we're in. Hmm. Supply them and local integrate efforts. Give them more efforts to be able to fight. Oh man, they're getting bombings now. Oh no. Oh, that should help at least in some kind of form. Oh, they run a good campaign. Great. We run it okay. Okay. Where else? Where else should we go? Oh, this is actually a good area that we should run for. More. How's it going? Oh, the Deep South is actually having a lot of complications. Let's go here. This area has a lot of complications and is really kind of unsure where to go. By possibly having a good campaign here, we could solidify a lot of our strengths. So let's do it. Oh god. Hmm. Oh, a racist socialist? That's interesting. Of course. Anything for Australia's. Oh, oh boy. Although President Nixon's sweeping electoral victory was 2 years ago, may prove that he was once enhanced to the American people, it seems that the magic that swept them in the polls in the 1960s is wearing off for many of them. And many of those people are often happy to see the journalists at, say, nationally syndicate newspapers. Headliners riddled with the pun-laden insults seem to be everywhere, in titles like Nixon Needs Fixin', Tricky Dick in the Pickle, and lawlessness, and disorder fill the newsstands. Their main source of ire is the rising tension of the civil rights movement in the South, especially the president's inability to properly contain it. Those men who once staved off nuclear Armageddon, or so you would claim, now seem powerless to stop a bunch of student protesters and racist hoodlums from squaring off. and his image is deteriorating as a result. And Nixon, who seems so impatient and anemic when compared to the Vice President Kennedy's charm and the charisma, needed all the positive praise he could get. All who he can do for now is just hope is that the day will eventually change their tune. Though he can cynically insist that the press has a grudge against him that they simply will not let go. Ah, see. Everybody's up for you. Companies. Oh, it's him. Dear Mom and Dad, I'm alive. At least I saw when I wrote this letter and was in good shape. We're currently camped out in Tuva, and I guess that means I've successfully trekked through the Russian Far East. While I'd love to tell you about it in person, I'd let her when I suffice for now. Kamchatka turned out to be the run for the remnants of the Red Navy. Its servers were quite friendly, and their leader was even kind enough to grant me a boat to Magadan. Unfortunately, they have been forced to resort to piracy to make ends meet, given the region's desiccated conditions. Magadan, its comparison, was fairly well off. Its people look adjusted to their harsh conditions, and their leader, Makamsky, seems like a nice fellow. Across the border, the Yakutsk Republic was dominated by mining companies, and while peaceful, it was sparsely populated. It was here where I hired Zoya, experienced sniper, as a guide to help me in my journey. Crossing into Amur, I entered into the territory ruled by thugs and murderers, whose violence and brutality were common and unrestrained. Uh-oh. Counting myself lucky to avoid injury, we crossed into Chita, a territory ruled by forces that seem to think that the Russian Civil War is over, with the Tsar from Australia at the head. Finally, we crossed into Buriata, a land of idealistic revolutionaries fighting against the last radical remains of the Soviet Union, and Arctursk, in a paranoid state which deported me into Tuva, now run by the remnants of the Red Army. While I still have a ways to go before I can get back home, Russia is a fascinating land. I am only hope with the Zoya on my side, I can traverse it all. Wish me luck, guys, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Love, Steve. Oh, his name is Steve. Oh, so he's going. Wait, or is he different? Did he get into the Navy just to sneak his way to Russia? Yeah, that would be the plan. Hmm. Crazy plan with a plan. Yeah, we might want to meet with their generals just in case. Not exactly sure they can actually break through them. Let's give them some more support. Sabotage the effort. Huh. Oh boy. Understood. We're updated. There we go. Stagnation said steroids act is simply means that is another means. That is the another effort on the part of the president to dominate the country by force and put into effect the uncalled for and damnation of proposals he's recommended under the glance of so-called civil rights. And I tell you, the American people, from one side to the other, in a better way can oppose to such a program if they don't net same with totalitarian states and these United States. Efforts to move any sort of civil rights legislation through the Senate has yet again met resistance from conservatives within the coalition. This time, however, the filibusters and angry outbursts delivered to the room with a very different atmosphere, with popular support for the bill only growing. One staunch opponents are beginning to waver, and some senators have even approached us in secret to give their support for the bill. Many experts are now predicting that the bill now will press a very real chance of pressing the Senate, especially with the Vice President Kennedy's authorized ship. So Johnson, to hurry up with those deals. And now that the polls are coming in. Oh, Mr. Nixon, I think you made a mistake. The Civil Rights Act. The bastard did it. The goddamn son of a bitch somehow got a bill to Congress. Who knows what the hell he did to get the Storm Thorman to stand down, but the thing is that he's going to the floor and is expected to pass. All the papers are celebrating that brat as some kind of national hero. While the entire electoral college and its strategy is going up into flames, half the Democrats are threatening to split the whole bastards, and New England are trying to drop Kennedy's for 64. The whole thing's wrong. The whole thing is wrong. We're going on the wrong path, all because of the smug, stupid son of a bitch who went his face in the papers with a total puff of fat ass. Oh, Kennedy was wrong. You don't like freedom? Fuck you then. God damn. I don't. He wasn't actually like this, right? He was a dick. He was a dick face, but like, was he actually this much of a dick face? If so, Jesus Christ, fuck you in every way possible. Like, god damn. Honestly, there's like a difference between just being stubborn as hell and then what this is. There is 100% difference. There is no connection between stubborn and then whatever you are doing here. This is just straight up like hatred and just like anger. Anger for like literal progressive. Not progressive, I'm sorry. Progression. There we go. The right wording. Well, yeah, of course, he has hatred for the progressives. But because they want progression. Oh well, oh well, oh well. I'll make the rules. Oh, the Civil Rights Bill. Can I talk about any of them? Just about all 3 out of 14. Wait, 3 of them have joined us? Oh, there's no Eid. Oh, give them guns. We're gonna fight for freedom here. The Civil Rights Act. It's a big focus icon. Well, they are most certainly wasting their equipment here and are not actually making their time worthwhile. I would definitely say so. Having to sacrifice an entire troops over here along with the men, time and resources in order to actually get there. It's not exactly a fun thing for them, I would definitely suspect. Oh, lackluster. God dang it, come on! Why are we genuinely like joining them when they do good or bad? Come on, you dicks. Seriously, do better. And now you fucked us up, you fuckers. Where is their threat? Okay, we need to go to the Great Lakes again. God dang it. Nixon will sign the Civil Rights Act into law. The segregationist coalition will not be happy. The bill will attempt to go through the Senate. You can finance the bill. Yeah, I'm unsure that we really need any like new people. We got just about everybody. Civil Rights Act of 1962, popularly known as the Kennedy-Nixon Civil Rights Act, is a landmark piece of civil rights legislation that would seek to outlaw the most obvious manifestations of segregation. The most obvious manifestation of segregation, masterminded by the Vice President President Kennedy, and carefully guided by him to the Senate, the bill would grant all Americans the right to serve in the facilities open for the public and provide protections for all the right to vote. The bill would also empower the U.S. Attorney General to pursue lawsuits against states, school districts, and other entities that undermine the ability of individuals to access these rights. While Kennedy presents a strong face, it is well known in Washington that the bill is a ghost of its former self. Subjugate to slow campaign attrition to the Southern senators, protests by segregationists, and antipathy from the White House, black leaders were forced to watch as their stronger positions pertaining to labor rights, hiring discrimination, and police brutality were stripped away. Many of the both sides have come to blame Nixon for the current state of affairs with the segregationists' outrage to civil rights and let the bill move through the Congress at all in the civil rights advocates causing Nixon attempting to sabotage his vice president to remove a potential challenge to 1964 presidential primacy. Huh, interesting. Senator dissent. Click. The television turned on, and a little gray screen man appeared in front of him like a little grayscale podium. He was talking, and the subject of his little speech was highly delicate. I am utterly opposed to the discrimination and segregation on the basis of race, color, or creed, or any basis, but problems of discrimination can never be cured by laws alone. No constitutional basis for the exercise of federal regulatory authority can either in these areas. Click. The television shut down again. Nothing but an empty screen remained. A small black face turned to her father, curiously asking, Daddy, what did the man just say? I don't understand him at all. Thoughts raced through his head. He was pretty sure that the act would still pass, but the fervent yet elegant speech of the senator frightened him. It frightened him because he gave the anti-civil rights movement a human face, a professional and civil face. Wallace and Yankee were open radicals, and he knew that it would take an incredible series of coincidences for them to come anywhere close to the Oval Office. But this man was something else. He was electable. He was composed. He was scary. Looking at his daughter, the man said, Nothing, dear. He was just talking about some adult things. That's all. By the way, you really should get to bed. God, it's already 9:10, laughing as if the whole scene was somehow comical in nature, but as he tucked her into bed, he could think of was Barry Goldwater and what he might do to the future. Raising Star. Oh god, I have to play him. Ugh. Secret. Ooh, secrets. Let's go. The situation prospect in South America. Thronkate for brevity. Conclusions: the South African Federation faces a similar issue to our own civil rights, despite never having implemented the so-called apartheid system proposed by the National Party to continue legal social and economics. The border agitation in the Northwest and South grows strong in the past 2 years. The borders are relatively isolated from the wider African society and hold proud traditions of political independence and armed defense and organized uprisings likely to in the future. An interrupted attack, like SARS. Right. So we have to worry about them. Can we do anything about it? No. Are we getting any money to our agency? Not really. Huh. Alright. Let's finish the Civil Rights Act. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, good job, Brazil. Again, you did it. We are so close to completing it. Yes, 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 yes. And the claps again. All right, so our final years in the White House is going to be us fighting off the fascist nations. Well, at least I guess that's a decent way of going out as much as possible. And here we go. We are finished. And we move on to the Malayan Rebellion. He's severely injured. The Civil Rights Act passes. It was a bill that many senators would bring much needed equality to the United States. A nation has strived for the concept since the Declaration of Independence was signed. Historically, African Americans had little help from the government in their fight for freedom. Even the 15th Amendment only gave blacks the right to vote on paper. There was no way of enforcing this on policy. And over time, southern states exploited loopholes in order to maintain the status quo of the land, poll tax, literary test, and the famous grandfather clause. All that would change when the senators voted in favor of the passing bill. The segregationists rejoiced. Southern politicians foamed at the mouth. This act sternly outlaws discrimination based on race, color, religion, and sex, or national origin. Unequal voting requirements were abolished. Schools or business and other public accommodations were officially segregated. African Americans essentially gained the right to go to any school, work for any business, and attend any public facility they choose. As a whole, African Americans had a political power that they raised as a race had never seen before, and this was only the first step towards the full desegregation. Hell yeah. But not all was in well in the South. Immediately, Southern voters flocked in MVP's Nationalist Caucus in hopes that the bill would be reversed. The society would return to normal. Many Southerners displeased at the blatant attack on their livelihood and the support with the Southern politicians. They had the power to physically defeat desegregation. Not only did the bill grant much needed reform, but it caused division in the U.S. not seen since the war. May I remind you that the federal government overrides the state? Oh boy, this increases status civil rights. Nativists, rural, urban voters will be Democrat more. Districrat and hardline will decrease. Of course, the hardliners decrease. And labor responsible increase. Legal inequality to equal rights. Hmm. And there's the new Civil Rights Act, a turning point in United States history. That is great. And now a lot of the progressives are going to be flocking over to us now because we actually moved that on. And if we didn't, a lot of them would actually flock over to MPP and rally around John F. Kennedy. Radio waves. The living room was filled with static, flooding the eardrum with Bobby Cherry. The room was practically pitch black, save from the dust illuminating with a light peeking through the shutters covering the windows, sitting alone in the worm leather armchair. His radio in dry shot glass sitting on the chairside table. Cherry overheard a collection of words break through the static, which has caused mass protests across the city. It's a fucking miracle he got those right to agree with him. If Nixon grew a goddamn spine, Kennedy fault. All Cherry had been listening to the South all night. All its anger, all the excesses of those who had thoroughly violated America. What's more, he was never alone. He could just picture the families gathered around their races, crying as they listened to the fate of America be decided without their word. Uh-huh. Without their input. Uh-huh. Without their say in what they would happen to their livelihoods. What would happen to their culture that they fought so hard to preserve. A culture of segregation? And you have a very sad culture. What's more, why Kennedy thought he could pull this kind of thing and get away with it beyond Sherry? I don't know. Freedom, I guess? Someday, Kennedy was going to pay for what he'd done. Though he was scared, Cherry, that most of that the president was far from done. Cherry turned the dial on the radio, and its waves of static withered away into nothing. Then Cherry was alone in his home, with not even the static to calm his nerves. Nothing but his thoughts to keep him company. It took him less than a minute to organize his evening musings into a plan when I would forever put the um, wait. Is this based off the actual guy who killed him? Holy shit. Was his name Cherry? Holy. Okay. I guess we're also learning a little bit of history today? Question mark? Should that be what the stream is called? Hearthstone 4 slash history lesson? An overdue ratification. It's been a busy few days at the Capitol. Harper has set up a number of major legislative events in his tenure as a Senate staffer, but you have to admit that it would have been expected the ratification of a new amendment to have garnered some more celebrity attention, maybe in a few media events. Well, especially exciting as amendment with, in fact, that was likely why it hadn't gotten much attention and focused the press legislation like. The 23rd Amendment concerning the line of presidential succession in the event of untimely death or removal had been originally spurred for Kefauver's health issues. It had also, ironically, died out when Kefauver had left office. This ratification today was more of an end of a long, long process than a concerned effort to celebrity that to clarify that rather important detail. Most people assumed that the line of succession was clear, from president to vice president, to secretary to of state, and so on. In reality, none of it was actually enshrined in the constitutional law. Without the threat of potential constitutional crisis, Harper wasn't really surprised it had taken this long to get done. It was also certainly going to take a few years before enough states officially ratified it. Nixon and Kennedy weren't exactly in danger of unexpectedly leaving office, ultimately or otherwise. Personally, Harper hoped that it would be ratified sooner than later, if no other reason than to cross another item off the list. At the same time, he couldn't really muster up to much urgency outside of a mild preference. When it happened, it would happen. No point in worrying about it distant. Worst case scenario. There was plenty of other problems to deal with right now. After all, what's the worst that could happen? Yes, 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 of course. Nothing could happen with a car and a guy with a rifle in a window, which and a windowless big car. Nothing could happen with that. Okay, let me turn it to the fifth. I think this is a good place for us to actually stop. We're gonna This was a good night of starting the gameplay for Hearthstone 4 again, but I'm generally gonna take tomorrow and then just put that all to animation, all art, because I don't think doing game and then art is actually a great idea. It drains all my energy, and then I can't really do it. So I'm gonna try to put this on its own point, and then the art on its own. Maybe do like art Fridays this Sunday, and then do the rest of the week with gameplay. I don't know. You guys want that? I hope you do, because I gotta actually structure all this and make actual plans in order to make not videos, these live streams. Because they've been a little bit chaotic lately, especially with the last one I tried to do. But okay. Thank you all for joining, and this was a fun night. It's a little late now, but it was a really fun time. And thanks for all coming. and anyone who does after. I genuinely do. It was nice to have you all around. And we're gonna finally actually work with the good old USA and fight Europe as we also play Siberian Black Army. But that will come another time. Until then, we'll see y'all.